The first thing we want to do for card number 2 is check out how to do this triangle cut at the top. In the cutting guide, you'll see 2C is 1¼ by 4 with your triangle at 2 3/4. So I grab my ruler, I fuss for a minute while I try to figure out the best way to do this, as you'll see here, and which side of the paper is best to do it on. And ultimately, I decided the other side was best. Going to figure out where 2 3/4 is on my ruler, and I'm going to draw the pencil line that I'm later going to cut out. Once you figure it out on this side, you just meet it from the corner to that line. I'm doing this on 2 pieces. You're going to want to do this on as many pieces as you are doing this card for, so probably 4. Once I have my lines drawn, the next thing that I'm going to do is grab my trimmer and cut along those lines for a nice straight cut. Keep in mind that you can pause this video as you need. Next, we're ready to start our stamping. The workshop instructions suggest that we are going to stamp pine ink on pine cardstock, which is tone on tone. Our pine ink is on back order, and I couldn't find my pine, so I'm using Harbor, and honestly, I think it turned out just as great. Make sure that you have your stamp cushion underneath, and we are going to randomly stamp this pine piece of cardstock. When you randomly stamp, you want to stamp slightly off your piece of paper, and you want to stamp in triangles. Yes, we want this random, but we also want it to be appealing to the eye. And stamping in triangles, as you can see I'm doing here, allows for that random stamp, but to look very appealing to the eye. When random stamping, it helps to rotate your paper as well. So you'll notice I was starting to get a straight line there, and I realized it, so I started rotating my piece. I'm doing both per the workshop and for the Creative Design Studio. You'll want to pause your video here and do this step for as many cards as you are creating of this technique. Next, we are going to stamp our buttons. I used the light side and I stamped 4 buttons on each strip. Next is the stitching that I forgot in card number 1, but look at how much that adds to these buttons. Season your Happy Birthday Dude stamp set and stamp that on your pocket next. Lastly, this pocket needs a little star. How fun is that? Now we are ready to start assembling card number 1 per the workshop instruction. And don't forget to add the gems. Sorry I got a little off camera here, but the next thing that we are going to do is take our black glitter paper, 4¼ by 5½, and we're going to adhere that to our card base. This is going to go down first, and then our random stamp pine piece on top. This black glitter paper really makes this card pop, as well as adds that beautiful glittery sparkle to our card. Next are buttons, and then you'll see here in a moment I'm going to add liquid glass to those buttons as well. Liquid glass adds such a fun shine to all of our projects. I like to add that sparkle and shine. How about to that little star as well? I decided to add 1 extra little strip of glitter paper. Look how fun. Here are some additional ways to use liquid glass. Take a screenshot of these as a reference. One important thing about liquid glass is you don't want to shake it because it adds bubbles, and make sure you keep your tip clean so that it doesn't clog. See you in card number 3.